Hello friends and welcome. So I'm taking the opportunity this week to do a slightly shorter meditation. I had a request for that, and so here it is. Upright posture, or if you're going to lie down, awesome, at least a long spine. Yeah. Bring those hands down, palms up or down on the thighs. Let those shoulders move up, back, and down, right? Not so much that it's just jammed into place, but just a nice soft subtlety, shoulders moving a little back, collarbone broad. And we've been playing with this imagery of the feet, right? The buttocks, bones, the legs, whatever's connected to the floor, let it root down into the floor. Even visualize that you have roots growing down. And for today's meditation, I'm going to bring you to your perineum, and that is the space, that kind of muscular area of the body between your sexual organs and your anus. So even if it's not making contact, imagine that there's still a root going down from your perineum down into the earth. And you could put your hand on that spot if that helps you to find it. You can just bring your mind to that area. But just notice if you have any sensations, any energetic quality around that area. And I'm not going to bring us through all of the energy centers, but I want to bring us into a couple of them that have been imbalanced for many folks with all we've been going through this past year. So, this is the energy center of your instincts. And one of the main questions is, am I safe? And even if you consciously haven't been asking that question, your nervous system has. So take a few moments with your awareness in the perineum, the area of the perineum, right? Your first chakra, your root chakra, your Muladhara. And in your words to your body, just let your body know that you are indeed safe here, right now, in this moment. You have food, clothing, shelter, water. This is also the area of belonging. So knowing that even if you're not with your people, you still belong. Knowing that even if you had difficult relationships with your family, you belong. And any other way that you might feel like you don't belong, just trust, know from this perineum, this area, that you do. And then the next area is going to be your solar plexus area. You don't have to. You can just bring your mental awareness there, right, where I'm about to talk you. But you can also bring one hand just above your navel and place a palm there. And then the other hand, if you want to, you can bring around behind your back. It would be the back of your hand that makes contact. And for any of my friends just mentally going there, if you were to draw a line about 2 to 3 inches above your navel and then draw another line straight back from that, all of us are going to go right in front of our spine in that area, the solar plexus. And this is the area of digestion. I'm bringing us here specifically because in addition to digesting the food that we eat, this area also digests all of life experiences. And many of us have been flooded and overwhelmed with the life experiences that we've been having lately. And as I say, lately, for a bit now, right? So just think of this area as being able to take in everything that has happened, as especially in this past year or so, and is happening currently, and that you're able to take it in, you're able to digest it. To me, digestion means you can metabolize, right? You can transform those experiences. There's going to be some positive things, and we absorb that and integrate that into our beings, and there's going to be some negative things, and we can eliminate those. Not by shoving them down or repressing them, but by allowing any of that to move up, move through, and beyond. If you're using your hands, or maybe just imagine, if you will, that from your hands there's this healing energy that moves into that area of your body. And you can even imagine that you have a little fire in there, your agni. And that fire helps to transform things. And the next space we're going to go to is the heart. So my back hand doesn't like to go up there comfortably, so I just bring my front hand up and bring it to the center of my chest. Of course, you can just bring your mind's eye there. So in front of the spine, directly back, right, from between the breasts. And I believe that men have breasts as well. We all do, right? Those areas with nipples right in the middle of those. Draw a line straight back to in front of your spine. And sense that area. And as you can imagine, one of the things associated with this area is love. And I also want to focus on abundance. So we have love and abundance. And physiologically, try that again. One of the things that happens when we live in fear, right, is that we start to lose our executive function. Executive function is where we make wise decisions. It's where we have compassion, altruism, right, where we have forgiveness. So when we're in a fear-based place, we lose capacity for those things. So while you're here in this area, trusting that you have everything that you need, and that anything that you need in the future will show up when it's needed, without you having to control or buy a bunch extra because it's on sale, or stockpile because you're freaked out, or any of the things that we all do, clinging to another human being because you're afraid you're going to lose them. So can you trust that you will have everything you need always provided for you when you need it? And I often talk about living from love and abundance instead of fear and scarcity. And then hopefully when that starts to happen, now we gain some of our executive function back. So while you're there, is there anyone you need to forgive? Or want to? I shouldn't say need to, I apologize. Is there anything that you want to forgive, anybody you want to forgive? And that can include yourself too. If you've been hard on yourself for how you've navigated through the pandemic, maybe you can forgive yourself. And then compassion is the other one I want to bring up. Having compassion for all beings. That's what we strive, what we practice towards. And I think the hardest one for most of us is having compassion for ourselves. So take a few moments and have some compassion for yourself. And then the last stop on this journey, friends, is going to be the crown of your head. And again, you don't have to do this, but if you put your thumbs on your front ear flaps and you reach your middle fingers overhead until they touch, approximately where they touch on your skull is your crown, the crown of the head. And you can leave a hand there. My shoulders get a little tense and tired doing that. So I like to just put pressure and kind of tap it or push down. And then I leave a little imprint. And when my hand comes away, I still have a sensory experience there. And in yoga and Ayurveda, this is where we connect to the divine source. And that's whatever your divine source is. But the main reason I'd like to bring us there today is this idea that we are all one. I firmly believe that. And I don't mean just the humans. I mean the earth herself, the universe, all of the other beings on this planet, including the rocks and the soil. And I think it's really important to remember that all the time, but especially right now in this divisive climate we're living in, where it's a lot of fear-based and plotting us against them. So it's exceptionally hard some days and sometimes, depending on who I have in my mind. There are a lot of people I would like to not really like, and I don't think make wise choices, and I could be more verbally harsh on them, but I choose not to be. I try not to be, because ultimately I remember that they are part of me. And now that you've brought your attention there, or potentially even touched that area, right? We still have that rooting down from the perineum, those roots growing down. But then imagine that that beautiful head of yours is a helium balloon, and the crown that you just touched, right? That is the top of that helium balloon, and it just really gently floats up. Check into the neck, make sure you didn't tense the neck to make that happen. Right? Helium does not use that much effort. And for our last little bit, just try to sense the whole body all at once. And I like to play with the idea of starting, in my skin and feeling my body, and then imagining that my skin dissolves and that I am boundless. And there are no more boundaries. And everything can meld. Limitless, formless, and just endless potential, infinite possibilities. Let's bring our hands together at our heart. Inhale. With your exhale, go ahead and bow your head in. Just a moment of gratitude here. Namaste. And may all beings be well.